borders, and battlefield conquests. But when those surface-level monuments crumble away, what remains are the hidden systems that actually built civilization. The survival of early human societies relied on manipulating environments and ideas far removed from any throne room. They had to master extreme transformations of both physical reality and the metaphysical world. This mastery exists on a spectrum. On one end, there is the brutal, back-breaking labor of shaping raw physical matter. On the other, the invisible architecture of the human mind. If we only look at the crowns and the conquests, we miss the engineering and physical endurance that kept humanity alive. The cinematic image of a medieval blacksmith usually features a heroic, muscular man hammering glowing iron. The reality was a soot-choked shed where apprentices began their grueling working lives at 6 years old. This trade systematically destroyed the human body. Decades of inhaling coal dust, scorched metal, and ash routinely resulted in black lung. Missing fingernails, deep burns, and joints ruined from swinging heavy hammers were the standard cost of doing business. Yet the forge never stopped running. A village required a constant stream of plowshares to farm the land, hinges to secure doors, and nails to hold buildings together. If the blacksmith stopped working, the local economy stalled completely. The expansion of empires required these anonymous workers to trade their own physical health, their lungs, their hearing, their joints, to force raw metal into usable tools. Sometimes the surface environment itself became the primary threat. In central Anatolia, violent eruptions left behind a thick layer of volcanic ash that hardened into a soft rock called tuff. When surface survival became impossible, people looked at this landscape and decided to dig. This led to structures like Derinkuyu. Beneath the earth, an entire city extends 18 stories down, providing enough space to shelter 20,000 people, along with their food supplies and livestock. Living in the rock required precise urban engineering. Builders carved massive ventilation shafts that pulled fresh air deep into the lowest levels, and they tapped into isolated underground aquifers so residents had safe drinking water while sealed inside. They built these cities to disappear. When invaders swept through the region, residents retreated below and pulled massive, millstone-shaped rock doors across the passageways, sealing themselves off from the outside world. Keeping a population alive during an invasion required constructing an entirely separate, fully functional ecosystem hidden from the sky. As early civilizations mastered stone and iron, they turned their attention to the chemical makeup of the world itself. The practice of alchemy is often dismissed as a foolish attempt to turn lead into gold, obscuring its actual historical function. Originating in ancient Egypt and heavily refined during the Islamic Golden Age, alchemy was a rigorous proto-science used to decode the physical laws of nature. This illustration shows an alchemical vessel containing figures representing physical and spiritual states. These texts were both practical laboratory manuals and allegories for purifying the psyche. Below, the dense Latin script served as a code, hiding genuine chemical breakthroughs, like distillation, from religious authorities. The laboratory furnaces mapped the transformation of matter, while the metaphors mapped the evolution of the mind, bridging the gap between raw physical chemistry and human psychology. Moving entirely into the intangible, ancient societies treated the human mind as a landscape to be navigated. Sleep was viewed as a porous boundary where the physical world communicated directly with the divine. People traveled to enormous healing sanctuaries to practice a ritual called incubation. They slept in these temple complexes specifically to receive medical diagnoses or state prophecies through their dreams. Priests, trained as professional interpreters, analyzed the nocturnal symbols. They translated these abstract visions into actionable medical treatments or military strategies. By systematically recording and analyzing the subconscious, these ancient cultures established the operational framework for what we now recognize as modern psychotherapy. The highly rational infrastructure we rely on today operates smoothly because it rests directly atop these early, grueling efforts. Our mechanical tools trace back to the heat of the medieval forge. Our climate architecture inherits the logic of subterranean cities. Empirical chemistry evolved directly from coded alchemical texts, and our understanding of the human mind began in the sleeping chambers of ancient temples. The borders drawn by ancient monarchs dissolved centuries ago, yet the ability to forge steel, ventilate an enclosed space, distill a chemical, and analyze the thought process remains entirely intact. The story of human survival is found in this continuous, quiet labor. It is the exhaustive push to master every layer of existence, from the iron buried in the dirt to the invisible architecture of the subconscious.